Hello and welcome back to the video lecture of finite element analysis. I am Bhavik Soneji, and in today's video we are going to see a numerical which is based on constant strain triangle or CST. So let's get started. So in the previous video we have seen the stress analysis of a constant strain triangle. So let's see how the numerical is solved. So let's understand the problem statement first. So the data is given like this. Find the temperature at the intermediate point P, whose coordinates are 2, 2. If the temperature of point I, J and K is 20 degree, 100 degree and 150 degree Celsius. Points coordinates are I 1, 1, J 8, 2 and K 4, 6 of a CST. So CST stands for constant strain triangle. These are the data given. First, the points coordinates are given like this. I is 1, 1, J is 8, 2 and K is 4, 6. So first let's draw this CST in the coordinate system. So this is my X direction, this is my Y direction. Here in the first quadrant, the I point is somewhere here, 1, 1. Second point is 8, 2. So it is somewhere here. And third point is K 4, 6. So it is around here. So this is my triangle, which is a constant strain triangle, which is having three nodes I, J and K. Now the temperature at these nodes are given. So let's say the temperature of I point is denoted by theta I. So theta I is given by 20 degree Celsius. Theta J is given by 100 degree Celsius. And theta K is given by 150 degree centigrade. Now we need to find the temperature of point P. So first let's define where is point P. It is given point P is at 2, 2. So it is somewhere around here. So this is my point P 2, 2. So at this point we need to find the temperature. So this is the data given in constant strain triangle. We need to find the temperature at this point. So first, how to solve this problem? So now first we need to define the shape function t, and theta p will be the shape function of n1, which is shape function of I node plus theta I, n2 plus theta j, and n3 plus theta k, which is corresponding temperature of these three nodes. Now first we need to convert this problem into a triangular cross area of triangle first. So let's as per the geometry, you can say the area of this triangle is the summation of area of these three triangles. So this triangle is denoted by A1, which is the opposite of node I. This is A2, which is opposite to a node J, and this is A3, which is opposite to the K node. So total area of triangle is A1 plus A2 plus A3. So fundamentally this thing we know. Now the area of triangle can be represented in a matrix form via this equation. So 1 by 2, if we know the coordinates of these nodes, it would be x1 y1, x2 y2, and x3 y3. So this is the matrix representation of area. Area can be find out by using this equation of matrix. So now let's find the shape function. So according to the CST formulas, we have the total shape function for first shape function. N1 is equal to A1 divided by A. So A1 is the area of the triangle in front of node I, and A is the area of the total node, area of the triangular element. Total area of triangular element. So let's first find out. So same for N2, we have A2 divided by A, and same for N3, that will be A3 divided by A. So let's first find out the area of A1. So let's see in the figure. Here for A1, there are three coordinates. First is my P point, then J point, and then K point. So for A1 area, PJK. So area for A1, PJK triangle is there. So we can write 1 by 2, 1, 1, 1, x1, y1, x2, y2, and x3, y3. So putting value of these coordinates of P, J, and K, we are having the equation or matrix 1, 2, 2, 1, 8, 2, 1, 4, 6. So here you can see J is 8, 2, K is 4, 6, and P is 2, 2. For I it is 1, 1. So putting all these values in this matrix, we can have the matrix like this. If we solve this matrix, we will get the answer 12 units. So same for area A2. So for A2 area, we have PKI. pki 1 by 2 matrix will remain same, x1 y1 x2 y2 x3 y3. So putting the value of pki here, so we have 2 comma 2 4 comma 6 1 comma 1. So if we solve this matrix, we will get the answer 1 unit. Same for area A3. For area A3, we need to consider P, I and J. So we can put the value 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 8, 2. So if you solve this matrix, we will get total 3 units. So if we add these units, A1 plus A2 plus A3, A1 is 12 unit plus 1 unit plus 3 unit. Total would be equal to area of total A. So we can find out the area of total A, which is I comma j comma k. So putting the value 1 by 2, 1 comma 1, 8 comma 2 and 1 comma 4. We will get the answer 16 units. So that is equal to same here. So both the sides we have matched. So our matrix is right and we can add these two matrices now. So now we will put all the values of A1, A2, A3 and A in the equation of shape function. So for first shape function, node number I, we have shape function n1, which is equal to A1 divided by A. For node number j, we have n2, which is equal to A2 by A. And for node number k, we have n3, which is A3 divided by A. So let's put the value here. Value of A1 is 12 unit and value of A is 16 units. Here you can see 12 units for A1 and 16 units for A. So it is 12 divided by 16. So we will get answer 0.75 for N1. Similarly for N2, we can put the value, which is 1 comma 1 divided by 16, which is 0.0625. And for N3, it is 3 divided by 16, which is equal to 0.1875. Now, putting all these value in our main function here in this equation, this is our main equation. So putting all the values of n1 and theta 1, theta I, theta j and theta k already we know. We have find out the value of n1, n2 and n3 now. So we can put the value. So total t equal to n1 theta I plus n2 theta j plus n3 theta k. So putting all this value here, we will get temperature of point P, theta P temperature is equal to 49.37 degrees centigrade. So here is my answer. So here you can see by this method we can solve any field variable. In this example we have taken the field variable temperature. Instead of temperature we can also take the coordinates or uh, any shape function value or any nodal value. So this is the advantage of this method. We can apply this method for finding out any field variable in the same manner. So let's have a recap. First we have defined the shape function. By intermediate method we have converted into the area method. Then we have find out the value of shape function by putting the values of area. After that we have calculated the shape function value at individual node, and by putting the value of individual node shape function in the main equation we can find the field variable. So hope you find it useful. Thank you.